Hi guys, this video would be about palindrome integer, not string. I have earlier in my previous video of palindrome string, I have told you about the difference between palindrome string and integer and how important it is to keep the code different for the examination point of view. Okay, so let's first take a recap what palindrome integer is. If you have a number 1, 2, 1, right? And you know the opposite of this would be 1 to 1 only. Therefore, 1 to 1 is a palindrome integer. Okay, let's take a 1 2 3. It's a number 1 2 3. The opposite of 1 2 3 is 3 2 1. Therefore 1 2 3 is not a palindrome integer. The meaning is simple, that in palindrome integer is a integer whose opposite matches the number only, number itself. Okay, so that's why 1 to 1 is a palindrome integer, 1 to 3 is not a palindrome integer. So there are basically three ways through which we can do this code. We can make a code for palindrome integer. Let's discuss those ways. So the first way, first way is using string indexing. Okay, we have learned in palindrome string. Let us take a recap again. S is equals to, if you have a string hi, then the opposite of hi would be ih, right? How to find the opposite or how to print the opposite is a simple, it's very simple. -1. I've explained you in my earlier video, link would be in the description below. Okay, if I do print ih, okay, but we cannot do the same with integer. If I have an integer 12, so the palindrome, or I should say the opposite of 12 would be 21. So this won't work. Int object not subscribable. Int is an immutable object, that's why we cannot do like this. Okay, so what we can do is we can actually convert s to s underscore new, which would be an string. Okay, str of s, right? And now what we can do is print s underscore new. Tada, it's 21. But if I write type, yep, it's str. Okay, so that's the major disadvantage of this code, which is the output is string. We don't want output as a string data type, we want it integer, because we are talking about palindrome integer. Okay, this is the first way. The second, let us discuss about the second way. Okay, let me add a disclaimer that the first and the second way are not appropriate for examination point of view. The third way would only be appropriate if you are giving an examination. If an examiner has asked you about write a Python program for palindrome integer, then the third way would only be the appropriate way. Okay, let's continue. The second way is the manipulation of palindrome string. Okay, let me put on the code for palindrome string. So this is the code for palindrome string. Okay, so what we can do is manipulate this program. How can we do this? We have to accept integer, right? So we'll do it int, and we'll take in another variable known as n underscore new, and we will convert this n, which is integer, to string. Okay, for our compatibility. Okay, then we have to add n underscore new because we have to run new. I hope you know the concept behind palindrome string. If you don't, please check out my video. So new, and this would be the answer. Okay, let's run the code. Tool ans run param, right? So if I have 32, 23, yeah, but the major problem would be that ans is an string. Okay, because we are addition of string gives addition of string itself, right? So we'll take another variable known as ans underscore final would be equal to int of ans, right? Now our input and output is integer. Okay, so tool sublime repel python run current file. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to, yeah, okay, 21. Okay, it's not giving. Oh, I'm sorry, I just forgot to print the final answer. So tool sublime repel python run current file. So 21 12. Yeah, it's working very perfectly. But as I explained you, second one is not appropriate for examination point of view. Okay, examiner would like you to show your mathematical skills with the computer skills. Okay, so mathematical approach for palindrome integer is very simple. Let us consider a number which is 123. When you divide 123 by 10, right, you will get a remainder. So remainder would be 3. Yeah, right. Now you have a remainder, right? What you have to do is next you have to take a variable which would be ans, of course, and initialize it with 0. You the code is very simple. You will do ans and you will take it in a loop, right, so that it can run again. So ans would be equal to answer into 10 plus remainder. Okay, so let us consider. So the first value of ans, I'm sorry, the first value of ans would be 0 into 10 plus a remainder, which would be 3. So ans would become 3, right? Okay, then what we have to do is we have to take n divided by 10 and 10 and note its quotient, right? So the quotient would be 12. If you divide 123 by 10, the quotient would be 12 itself, and you will mark this quotient as n only. So n would be equal to 12. So what you have done is inside a loop, this all would be in a loop. Okay, I'm actually showing you the progress of a loop only. So you will change the value of n again and again. It depends on the number of loop, and the number of loop depends on the digits of the number n. Okay, which is 3. So the loop will run 3 times, and the first time it will calculate ans is equals to 3. The second time it will convert n is equals to quotient, and the quotient is n divided by 10 only. Okay, so n would be converted to quotient, or I should write here quotient, which is 12 only. Okay, so n converts to quotient. Now we can go to the loop again. Our n becomes 10 12. Okay, and our remainder becomes 12 divided by 10, which is 2. Okay, ans is not 0, ans is 3 now. So you have answer is equals to answer into 10, that means 3 into 10, which is 30, plus remainder. The new remainder is 2, so you get 32. Okay, so you again divide n divided by 10, so you get quotient 1. So your n converts to 1, and so let's go here. So your n is 1, so 1 divided by 1, you get a remainder 1 itself, right? Answer would be 32. So answer is equals to answer into 10, which is 32 into 10, which is 320, plus remainder, which becomes 321. So this is your answer. You have to end the loop now, and this would be your answer, right? I hope you have understand the mathematical concept of palindrome integer. Okay, let's start with coding and all. Right, so we'll take n is equals to int input. First of all, input, let's make a dynamic code. Enter a number. Okay, so yeah, you have entered a number, and you will take an ans would be your answer. Okay, and you will learn for I in range the len of str of n. Okay, what I have done this, I'll just explain you. You cannot find the length or number of digits of an integer, so what you have to do is convert this integer to string and then calculate the length. Okay, this you can do in the examination. That's, there is no restriction about that. Okay, your output, there should be a mathematical approach to solving your problem. That's the main concern, right? So the loop is gonna run 3 times. You have a remainder, right, which would be n mod 10. Okay, this symbol is used to find the remainder, right? Let me, yep, right. So you have an answer would be equal to answer into 10 plus remainder. Right, now you have to change the value of n. As I explained you, n would be equal to n divide 10. Why I have used here double slash, because I'm sorry, double slash, because if you use a single slash, then the answer or the quotient will be converted to a float data type. But I want to but I am doing a program for palindrome integer, right? So there would be a double, and I hope this is it. Now you'll print your ans, control s, tool, Python pal, supply, Python, run current file. So you have a number 12, 21. right? But this is not our code. Our code is to check if a number is palindrome or not. So at last we'll add a palindrome. We'll add if else statement. So if ans is equal to n. Note that, okay, so equal to n. Okay. So we have to take another variable which would be n2, which would be equal to n itself, because we are manipulating n here, right? We are manipulating n, we are changing the value of n. We cannot compare answer with n, because now if we take a number, let's take a number n is equals to 1 2 3. After the loop is completed, the value of n would be 1. Okay, so and the value of ans would be the opposite of 1 to 3, which is 3 to 1. So we cannot compare 3 to 1 with 1. We have to compare 3 to 1 with 1 to 3. Okay, so we'll take a variable and name it as 1 only. So n2 will compare it to n2, and enter print it's a palindrome int, else print it's not. Okay, it's that simple. Tool, python repel, python run current file. Okay, so you have 12, it's not. Okay, I hope you have successfully understand the concept, mathematical approach behind palindrome integer, my special emphasis on integer again. So thank you for watching my video. Have a nice day.